Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us today for the next webinar in our What's New series. I hope you've all managed to have a bit of a break over the bank holiday weekend. Now, in today's webinar, we'll cover some of the newest features in Microsoft 365 that you can implement in your business, as well as covering some brand new features that are coming up in the next few months. Don't feel like you need to make notes or take it all in straight away, as we'll be sending out a recording of the webinar and a follow-up fact sheet later today. Also, if you have any questions, then please feel free to drop them into the Q&A box at the side at any time. I'll do my best to keep an eye on these as we go along, but there's also going to be some dedicated time at the end of the webinar for more questions. So, what's on the agenda for today? First up, new Copilot agents are coming to OneDrive. Copilot can help you prepare for meetings through your Outlook calendar. There's a new minimized Teams meeting experience coming soon. Copilot's capabilities have been improved and updated in PowerPoint. And throughout our time today, I'll sprinkle in a few extra little quality of life improvements across the Microsoft 365 world. Then lastly, of course, what's next? As always, it's good to see so many people coming back and joining us again, and welcome to all of the new faces as well. Let's start with a quick introduction to Bedroq. My name is Craig Mundy, and I'm the Digital Marketing Manager at Bedroq, and you might even recognize my voice from other videos on our website or YouTube channel. Bedroq is an IT managed service provider, and we're now a Microsoft Solutions partner for security. And this means that most of the IT that we implement is based on the Microsoft stack. So things like Microsoft 365, Teams, Azure, etc. And it also means that we meet all the technical competencies, quality of service standards, and customer criteria that Microsoft demand in their IT security world. Now, we're also experts in secure, resilient networks and managed IT solutions where high performance is critical. We work with organizations that have some of the high security requirements in the UK and manage mission critical IT and operational technology for those highly regulated organizations. The most important thing that we want to achieve it's to make sure that your IT strategy is supporting your business as a whole. And we do this with the help of our 8 strategic rocks. And you can see them on the slide here: data, skills, backup, strategy, investment, security, quality of service, and collaboration. Now, the collaboration rock is the focus of this webinar series, as most of the Microsoft 365 apps that I'll talk about are collaboration tools. Many people that we've come across have invested heavily into their IT, and they've bought all these apps and have the best Microsoft licenses, but they're not using them to their full potential, and therefore not seeing the best return on investment. So that's the aim of this webinar series, to keep you up to date with everything that's coming out and everything that you can start to implement that you've probably already got, and hopefully make a big difference to your business strategy. Now, Bedroq also offers cybersecurity support, and I'm sure that we've all heard or read about cyber attacks in the news recently. Now, recovering from something like this can be a lengthy and costly process, so it's increasingly important for any organization of any size to be prepared, because unfortunately, these sorts of attacks are becoming more common. As I've said, Bedroq have a lot of experience of working with organizations with high security requirements. We've got our own cybersecurity specialists who use these sorts of events as ways to improve our own systems and offerings. We're Cyber Essentials accredited, and we're part of the National Cybersecurity Center Industry 100, meaning we have a lot of knowledge and guidance to share. So if you're looking to assess or simply better understand your cybersecurity needs and requirements, then please just get in touch and we can discuss best practice, consult on what your organization is doing to prepare, help you understand the why behind these sorts of attacks, as well as offer training to bring you and your team up to speed. Now, if you're interested, just drop myself an email or go through the contact page on our website, and we'll be happy to set up a meeting with our cybersecurity experts. Okay, first up, OneDrive. You're now able to create a Copilot agent from your OneDrive, grounded in your OneDrive. Just in case you need a reminder about Copilot agents, they are AI-powered assistants that you can build within Microsoft 365. You can set them up to autonomously handle tasks and answer questions by being connected to you and your company's data, systems, and workflows. When I said they are grounded in your OneDrive, I'm referring to them having access to your OneDrive folders and files, allowing them to have a sort of a knowledge of relevant documents and be able to pull data from them to assist you. So how do we go about setting up one of these? Head to OneDrive and sign in. Then in the top left corner, you'll see a plus create or upload button. Click this to open the menu that you can see on the right here. And then the second option in this dropdown is agent, and it's where you're going to get started. So click into that, which will open up the window on the left, and it's a pop-out window. And this will walk you through creating an agent grounded in your OneDrive. You can see in the top left that there's a couple of extra tabs. So once you've filled in the details in your overview, head to sources. And the sources tab will allow you to customize and fine tune what Copilot looks at, meaning that you can specify individual sources or entire sites. And this will hopefully help with avoiding any permission issues as well, provided of course that the user setting up the agent has the correct permissions to access those files and folders. Whereas if you head to the behaviors tab, then this is where it'll let you customize your agent and create starter prompts. So you can define specific agent instructions, create a welcome message so that others in your organization can better understand how to use this agent, as well as some example prompts to get them started as well. Alternatively, you can get started by heading to the My Files part on the left, then select the specific source files or folders. You'll see when you're hovering over all the files in your OneDrive, there'll be a little hollow circle to the left. Once you click on it, it'll have a little blue tick like you can see in the screenshot here. Then when you do that, once you've selected 1, 2, however many, then a new action bar will appear at the top of the page where you can then click the Copilot button and then create an agent to get that same window that I just showed you. Whichever way that you choose to set them up, the final screen will allow you to use or share your agent. You can also easily find, share, and edit your agents later within the Copilot app under the Agent section, and then clicking the M365 Update Agent. Now, why might one of these agents be useful to you and your organization, especially within OneDrive? Well, these agents will let you group files and folders together, so you can ask questions and get summaries and find key details across that set of files or folders, all without having to reselect individual items every time. These agents are saved in your OneDrive and can be shared with your team, making collaboration and staying up to date easier. You could create one to answer your questions and find information buried in large collections of files, or perhaps making one to summarize reports and meeting notes stored in a file. You could even set one up to analyze a collection of reports and data sets within your tracking folder. There's lots of good options out there, and it's probably worthwhile having a look at some popular ones that people have created and discussed on online forums, as they might give you a head start on where to begin, or even some new ideas of how an agent could completely support you and improve your productivity that you've not even thought about yet. Hopefully, you'll be able to find one or two that could really help make some of your day-to-day tasks or some bigger work, kicking off a big project, just that little bit easier. This update is already live, so head to OneDrive and get stuck in creating some Copilot agents. Up next, let's take a look at a new Copilot function in Classic Outlook. Microsoft has brought the Prepare for a Meeting with Copilot capability to Classic Outlook for Windows. As far as I'm aware, this functionality is already available in New Outlook, but they've brought it to the Classic mode too, which I know a lot of us like and still use. We'll continue to use it as long as we can. If you have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, this feature allows you to access meeting-related information such as documents, prior communications, and assign tasks. You can also chat with Copilot to review or explore additional meeting details. The easiest way to access this functionality is to open your calendar in Outlook, right-click on the meeting, then click Prepare. This will open up the Copilot side panel on the right of your Outlook window. And now, in this example, where I've taken a few screenshots, I've used a meeting that didn't have an agenda, nor attachments, nor previous or recurring versions of it. So really, Copilot had very little information to work with. And as I say, I've taken a few screenshots from that chat with Copilot and what it produced to give you an idea of the level of detail that it can actually achieve. Now, it starts with the basics: time, date, attendees, the link to join, etc. And then it makes some assumptions. Well, it needed to make some assumptions in this example about the purpose of the session, which was surprisingly accurate, again, given the lack of information. Copilot then suggests some actions to help me prepare in advance. And there was more than just those 3 bullet points, but I just grabbed a highlight of them. And then Copilot ends the initial set of information and recommendations with a few suggested questions for you to use to iterate the information and help you get more out of the information that it provided. And there was way more than just those 2 sections. There was 3 or 4 extras as well. As I say, just wanted to highlight some of them. And as I've said a couple of times, it was based on nothing but the name of the meeting. So just imagine the potential that if you were to use the prepare feature on a meeting that had documents attached, a full agenda, multiple attendees, as well as if it was part of a series of meetings with previous notes and assigned actions, providing even more data for Copilot to work with. So if you've got an upcoming meeting that you need some support to get started on prepping for, then head to your Outlook calendar and give this a go and let me know how you get on. This feature was rolled out at the end of March. While we're talking emails, here's the first of those various quality of life updates that I mentioned in the agenda. My aim is just to highlight some of those smaller but still impactful updates that you might have missed over the last couple of months. Now, this is a nice, straightforward one. You can now include emails in your Copilot prompts without having to manually upload them. This can be done within Outlook and Teams and basically anywhere now that you use Copilot. All you need to do is head to Copilot, type in a / in the prompt box, and then you will be able to search and reference relevant emails. So, say you're looking for a specific one, you can type in that relevant information about it, like the subject of the email or who it was sent from, and then you can select it from the drop-down menu below. Or you can click on the Emails tab, which is highlighted in the red box there, which will show you a list of your most recent emails. And this should hopefully be a quick time save, minimizing your spent scrolling through Outlook or struggling with Outlook's, let's say, inconsistent search functionality to find a relevant email to then ground your Copilot prompt in. This feature was rolled out at the end of 2025. Moving on, let's take a look at Teams. Microsoft is changing the Teams meeting participant experience when the active meeting window is minimized, thus allowing you to perform actions still as raising your hand and muting yourself without restoring the full Teams meeting window. Sorry, totally got distracted by a question that just came in there. Someone said, is the searching in Copilot available to basic license holders? I'll be honest, I didn't check the level of the Copilot searching of the license needed, sorry. So the easiest thing to do is just to go and give it a go and see what happens. And you're saying another one that said Copilot in Outlook, etc., not showing. Your menus look totally wrong. Shows the whole screen app. Well, it's not the easiest thing to do live on the fly, but it's maybe because I am still using classic Outlook as opposed to the newer Outlook. So if you're on the newest version of it, then perhaps you're going to have a different view to what I'm showing you. But if you're in the newest one, then you should have a Copilot button, or it suggests maybe you don't have the right Copilot license level. So I'm sorry about that one. But okay, we'll jump back to where we were talking about Teams. So yeah, if you are in a call and, oh, hang on. Looks like your screen menus are totally clipped from some other screen. I'm on Classic. Oh, No, I literally grabbed those screenshots. This one, if this is what we're talking about, these screenshots I literally grabbed from my Outlook calendar, just live. So I'm not sure what the difference is. Perhaps you could send me an email and you could send me a couple of screenshots of what you're seeing, and then we could try and have a chat through it as well. And I'll try and help you that way. Okay, moving on. So looking at Teams, if you're in a call and you minimize the window that has all of the participants, cameras, and everything like that, you're going to get a new minimized box that shows up basically. So it'll also allow you to access all of those buttons. You can mute, you can turn your camera off, share, etc., etc. But you're also able to more easily multitask when you're definitely paying attention, full attention in your meetings. Now, marked by the number 1, the new expanded minimized view, which is a bit of an oxymoron, I realize, but that's what Microsoft are calling it, will be what's displayed by default. It will show up to 4 participants as well. Again, as I say, as well as those useful buttons, mute, share, raising your hand, etc. Now, you will also be able to switch to the even more compact view to hide the other participants' video feeds and use even less screen space. And you can see in the second screenshot that it will still show the name of the active speaker, as well as those helpful action buttons. Now note, this change does not affect the experience of when you're sharing your screen in a meeting. So I'm sure if you've been in a Teams meeting, you share your screen, participants and those buttons move into a different shaped window, essentially. And these are going to be separate experiences for now. But hopefully Microsoft will bring those in line so that you know what you're expecting, no matter which side of sharing your screen you are on. Now, I can see this being particularly useful if you're, for example, traveling and working off of just one screen when you're used to have 2 or 3. And being able to minimize Teams can help free up some of that screen real estate. Or, as I alluded to earlier, being able to multitask while in a call and still having quick access to that unmute button when someone asks you a question out of the blue could be a nice little update. This update is set to roll out late April to early May. Now, here are a couple more of those smaller changes coming soon that, again, I just wanted to quickly highlight. First up, Microsoft is introducing a new setting in Teams to create a cleaner app bar experience by hiding app names. Doesn't really feel like a hugely meaningful update, but I wanted to flag it as the setting will be on by default when the update rolls out. So if you prefer to show the app names, you'll have to head to your settings, appearance, and then click the show app names in app bar option. As I say, it may not be the biggest update, but I can see where they're heading with trying to achieve a cleaner look. However, I could also see this potentially causing a few issues for newer users, as say, if an organization's recently moved or is going to move from another platform to Microsoft, then some new users may struggle when all they can see is some symbols. But, saying that, I'd like to believe that most people would be able to get to grips with what each symbol does quite quickly, as they are fairly intuitive. Now, this update is due by the end of April, and it also ties in nicely with this next update that you can also see on the screen. Microsoft hopes to help you spend less time navigating with this update by reducing visual clutter, like the names, and giving you more control over how much space the app bar uses. And I'll quickly run through some of those top level changes. The Teams app bar will have fewer visible elements by default, and any overflow apps will move to a View More apps list. And you will be able to show or hide the app bar by clicking the button in the top left. Or you can do so through a keyboard shortcut. If you're on Windows, it's Control and backslash. And if you're on a Mac, it's your Command key and backslash. Now, these updates might still be impactful for letting you customize your Teams workspace to better suit your needs and preferences. And if you're a regular, then you'll know that some of these smaller updates are some of my favorites. And this update is set to roll out in early April, but we're already sort of past that. And I've not had the update yet. So as I will do, Make sure to keep an eye out for these changes landing, and remember to check your settings if you want to change that default look when they land. All right, up next, let's see what's coming to PowerPoint. Microsoft is updating agent mode in PowerPoint, building on the changes announced in updates that I've discussed on previous webinars. This update, this latest update, covers new capabilities related to rewrite, translate, and speaker notes. And I'll take you through, again, some of those highlights just now, starting with rewrite. So rewrite actions will be done in the Copilot agent mode chat, which will be at the right-hand side of your PowerPoint window, where you can prompt it to make specific iterations about the content. As when you normally use Copilot, you will see the progress and outputs of the chat within that chat window, and the updated text will then automatically appear on the relevant slides. Now, unfortunately, here's where the capabilities become quite a bit more limited, as existing rewrite options are going to stay unchanged, which is fine, but the partial text rewrite will not even be supported, which honestly is perhaps one of the most useful things that AI tools offer, being able to strengthen specific text or content, titles, etc. And furthermore, the rewrite functionality will not support things like tables, charts, or other non-text objects. And I'll be honest, it's a little disappointing, but we will just actually have to wait and see what happens when it rolls out to see just how good or otherwise it really is. And I can still see the rewrite capability being quite useful if you're using a template or an older version of a presentation that you're looking to repopulate with updated information, and for simply getting new ideas on how to tackle that presentation that you're working on. Next, we've got translate, where you will be able to initiate translation for a individual text box, a whole selected slide, or an entire presentation using Copilot agent mode. And the example prompt is as simple as translate this presentation to, and then you type in your given language, your chosen language even. And then please note that the current Copilot sparkle icon, I guess we'll call it, for translation will be removed. And I'll touch on this sparkle icon a little bit later. So you'll be looking for the Copilot button and chat as you do in other apps. Now, the presentation level translation will continue to function as before. And it's important to note that the translation will not support presentations larger than 1 million text characters. So good luck counting all of those. Those with a large number of slide masters or file sizes larger than 500 megabytes. As far as I'm aware, all Copilot supported languages will be available for this new feature, but again, we'll have to see when it comes out. And lastly, it's really important to note that Copilot may edit your current file. So if you don't already, please save a copy of your presentation before initiating translation. Again, doesn't seem like a huge improvement over translation as it currently stands, but being able to choose specific text boxes and slides rather than having to do the whole deck is a nice touch. And I also think it's just good to be aware of these sorts of changes and updates, even if you're not currently planning on using it right away, as it may inform you ahead of changes to how Copilot works in other apps as well. And last up, I just want to touch on the speaker notes function as well. So you'll be able to generate speaker notes for a slide or an entire presentation through that agent mode chat again. And the speaker notes will be inserted directly into your notes pane and can be further refined using Copilot chat. Now, this bit will be hugely helpful for helping you improve and adapt your speaking notes, keeping them clear and concise, or even just getting you started, breaking that white space. If you're unsure where to start, then using this prompt could help you to get your notes sorted and hopefully improve your productivity. If, like me, you sometimes get a bit stuck with a bit of decision paralysis. So despite this update initially sounding like some big impactful changes, it feels like PowerPoint is still probably going to be the weaker of applications to use Copilot in. But again, just have to see how it develops and when it gets rolled out, when we actually get hands-on with this update. This update is due anytime now. So if you do have a presentation coming up in the future, in the coming weeks, then by all means, it might be worth having a shot just to see if it can help make that process a bit easier for you. And here's another little update coming to PowerPoint as well. And this one is more of a change of process rather than necessarily a positive productivity update, but I think it's important, again, to be aware of going forward. As I mentioned on the last slide, you currently click on that sparkle icon that you can see in the top middle of this slide. And this is where you'd be able to, when you're in PowerPoint, you click on that button to help Copilot create a presentation or a specific slide for you. And this is fundamentally changing. They're adding a few more clicks to your Copilot PowerPoint work, which is generally the complete opposite of what I try and tell you about in these updates. However, it's being done with the aim to make it a more consistent process across the Microsoft stack. So what's actually changing? Rather than clicking that sparkle icon, you'll have to find the Copilot icon, which would be in the bottom right-hand corner of PowerPoint. Clicking this will open the Copilot chat panel on the right-hand side of your screen. And then this is where you can type in your prompt and ask the questions and things, but just below that text box, there'll be a little plus sign. And if you click this, it'll open up a drop-down menu that you can see here, and you need to click on Agent Mode. Once that's selected, you can start to write your prompt, attach documents and other relevant information for Copilot to start building your PowerPoint presentation. In isolation, just looking at PowerPoint, as I said, it's not really simplifying the process at all, but it is bringing the creation process in line with different Microsoft apps. So it should, in the long run, benefit all of us, which, as I say, has a knock-on effect of us being more efficient using Copilot across the Microsoft stack, or so I hope anyway. Now, this update is due by mid-April. And that's us for today. I just want to quickly let you know about the next webinar in this series that will be coming up next month. So it'll be taking place on Thursday, the 7th of May, and you can register for that now on our website or through the link that my colleague has just posted in the chat box just now. We, of course, look forward to seeing you all there, but if there's any topics or questions that you wish for me to cover in the next webinar, then please get in touch. I'll be happy to have a look. That's the link in the chat now, so if you just want to get it into your diary, go ahead and register now. Remember also that all of these webinars are recorded and accessible through our YouTube channel and website. So if you've missed some of our previous ones, then please go through and have a look and see what you've missed. And of course, share them with your colleagues as well. Now, I'll just quickly run you through our stakeholder workshop that Bedroq run, and it's called the 8 Rocks Assessment. It goes back to the 8 rocks that I talked through right at the beginning of the webinar. It's a stakeholder workshop designed to get your consensus on business priorities, and it can be conducted face-to-face or virtually, and it gets leaders and investors aligned behind the best way to fully assess your IT strategy. And there's no cost implications with this other than a mutual investment of time. So if you're an IT leader at your organization and you need a bit of backup to prove to your CFO that you need to make an investment into your IT, or if you're looking at ways that you can better use existing investments, then we're happy to look at all of these things. So just let me know if it's something that is interesting to you, then we'll be happy to set you up with an introduction to our team that'll walk you through this process. And now we've got a bit of time for Q&A, a couple of minutes. I'm just going to have a quick drink and see if any more questions have come through. Okay. I've been seeing a lot of social media on how to access web-based versions of the Copilot co-work functionality. Not tried it yet. Does anyone else know more about it? That's okay. This is something I can look into as well. So I'll make a wee note of that, and I can have a little look next month, and see if I can bring you some more information on that one. And and someone just asking about if there'll be a recording for this session, which yes, of course, just after this, I will send it out. And again, unfortunately, it doesn't tell me the name of the person that asked the question about Copilot and Outlook not showing in the same way as the screenshots that I took. As I say, if you want to drop me an email after this, then by all means, we can have a chat and see if we can work out what the differences are there. And otherwise, that looks like everything. So If you have any more questions that come to mind, perhaps while you're looking through that fact sheet I'll send out later today, then please just feel free to reply to that email. That will also have the recording in it. And as always, I'll be happy to help with any queries about the content in this webinar or anything else, and we'll look to cover your suggestions in the future. And just a quick reminder about cybersecurity as well. If it's on your mind and you want to talk to someone, then by all means, reach out to us as well. So again, thank you very much for joining us today. And I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Goodbye.